What if you could transform into any alien species at the press of a button? Super strength, super speed, enhanced intelligence, flight instantly. This is the Omnitrix, one of the most iconic devices in animation history from Ben 10. But today we are not talking about fiction or nostalgia. Today's question is much more serious. Could the Omnitrix exist in real life according to science? Let's break this down using biology, genetics, physics, and modern technology and see how close or how far we really are. What the Omnitrix actually does. First, let's clearly define what the Omnitrix does. The Omnitrix stores DNA from thousands of alien species, rewrites the user's DNA instantly, restructures the body at a molecular level, preserves the user's consciousness and memories, transforms mass, size, and abilities safely, and reverse the process without killing the user. That means the Omnitrix is not just a watch, it is a genetic order, a biological 3D printer, a consciousness preservation system, and an energy matter conversion device. So let's examine each part scientifically. Firstly, DNA storage. Is that possible? Let's start with DNA storage. DNA is an incredibly efficient data storage medium. In fact, 1 gram of DNA can theoretically store over 200 petabytes of data. Right now, scientists are already storing videos, books, and images in a synthetic DNA, encoding binary data into DNA sequences, successfully retrieving that data later. So, could the Omnitrix store alien DNA? Yes, in principle. The limitation is not storage, but interpretation. We would need complete genomic maps, knowledge of alien biochemistry, understanding of non-Earth amino acids. Conclusion: DNA storage is realistic, alien DNA interpretation is not yet. Secondly, instant DNA rewriting, the biggest problem. This is where things become extremely difficult. The Omnitrix instantly rewrites every cell in the body. In real life, humans have 37 trillion cells. Each cell contains DNA tightly regulated by epigenetics. Sudden DNA changes usually causes cancer or cell death. We do have technologies like CRISPR, Cas9, it's a gene editing, mRNA reprogramming, induced pluripotent stem cells, but this works truly on a small cell groups under controlled lab conditions. Instant full body DNA replacement, it would destroy tissue integrity, collapse organ systems, cause massive immune rejection. Conclusion: instant genetics transformation is currently impossible. Thirdly, body restructuring and shape shifting. Now let's talk about physical transformation. When Benton turns into an alien, bones change shape, muscles reconfigure, organs relocate, body mass increases or decreases. In real biology, this would require breaking and rebuilding tissues. You would experience extreme pain, most likely total system failure. However, there are partial inspirations, metamorphosis in insects, regeneration in axolotls, stem cells driven tissues, repair, but even these take days or weeks, require dormant states, are species specific. Conclusion: rapid shape shifting violates current biological limits. Mass, energy, and physics. Here is a major issue people often ignore. When Ben turns into a 10-ton alien, Where does the extra mass come from? According to physics, mass cannot be created from nothing unless energy is converted via Einstein's famous equation. That would require nuclear level energy output, enough power to destroy a city. If the Omnitrix stores matter in another dimension, that would require stable, controllable space-time manipulation, something far beyond current physics. Conclusion: mass manipulation is theoretically possible, practically unreachable. Consciousness and memory survival. One of the most impressive parts of the Omnitrix is this Ben keeps his memories, personality, and identity.
Swamp fire!
Ben, that's overkill.
No, it's swamp fire. I don't have an alien named Overkill. Because if I did, I'd, shout, Overkill!
What's with the shouting names thing anyway?
It strikes fear into my enemies.
But consciousness is tied to brain structure, dependent on neural connections not fully understood. If your brain is rewritten, your memory should be erased, your personality should change. You may not survive psychologically. There is no known way to back up consciousness, transfer it between biological structures, reinstall it safely. Conclusion: consciousness preservation is still unsolved science. Could we build a proto-Omnitrix? So is the Omnitrix completely impossible? Not exactly. A realistic prototype version could include variable AI, genetic scanners, limited gene activation, not replacement, exoskeletons mimicking alien abilities, brain-computer interface, augmented biology. In other words, not transformation, but biological enhancement. This is already happening in military research, medical prosthetics, neural implants. Final verdict. So, is the Omnitrix possible? Let's summarize. DNA storage? Yes. Instant full body transformation? No, not yet. Mass and energy conversion? Theoretically only, practically not. Consciousness preservation? Unknown. The Omnitrix is not possible with current science, but its individual concepts are actively being researched, which means the Omnitrix is not pure fantasy. It is science fiction built on real scientific foundations, and as a history shows us, today's fiction is often tomorrow's prototype. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like this video and subscribe. Comment below which Omnitrix alien would you want and why, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.